The moral mountain. In life, the moral mountain is the hardest climb of all. It is the disregard for financial or personal gain in favour of aligning one's decisions with the greatest moral worth one can calculate. It is the climb away from the base urges of the beast within us, and as such it will often lead to personal misery and hardship, especially when climbing is attempted without an audience present. Part of the reason why I made my YouTube channel was so that I would have an audience, no matter how humble, to ease the climb. After years of fumbling in the shadows, I can tell you it really does help. If you could be brave and strong enough to make moral worth your objective in life, your climb will improve the world. Let me explain. It's the weekend and I have had an exceptionally good week at work. I have £5,000 in my pocket. This sum has afforded me power to the decisions I make. The greater the sum, the greater the temptations. This money is the key to open the door of immediate pleasures. And when that money is real, and it is in your hand in front of you, those temptations are also very, very real. The beast within me wants to go and spend this money on temporary pleasures for the body, to experience base urges in the greatest form possible. If I choose to do this, I will waste my money in the joy of drink, drugs, sex, etc. But I will not only be poorer in pocket by the end of it, but also in health and perhaps spirit. Very few will have benefited from that coin, except the industries that thrive in satisfying those base urges of man. Now let us take that same money and think what good I could do with that money. For me, it would be to invest into something that would benefit my fellow man, such as a self-sustaining business that provided fresh produce for the community. Now, everyone who chooses to visit that business will be better in health, and furthermore, that money will have helped to divert some people away from the mega corporations of the supermarket world. The reward would be far from immediate, but over time it would put a lot more good out into the world. That £5,000 has not just affected my mind as it would have done in the selfish scenario, but it has gone on to affect many other minds and inspire hope that there is an alternative to the largely evil and avarice-dominated one we find ourselves in today. The true reward is the view from the top of the mountain. We live in the democracy of the soul, and we get to vote for or against the temptation of evil at every turn of the day, every day. When it comes to the big votes, and they do come now and again, vote wisely, vote simply, vote good. Right, now before I get too much into the saddle of my high horse, it is also very important to note that human beings are imperfect creatures. I know, for I am one of them. I have personally made plenty of mistakes and will probably continue to do so in moments of weakness. Yet I am always striving to become better, to climb higher. Although as a side note, I am extremely unlikely to give up certain vices I have established for myself, such as drinking or smoking. The imperfect self, indeed. Now, if you are concerned with making the world a better place, you will forgive others for their foibles. Unless, of course, they are unforgivable deeds of moral degradation, such as murder, rape of innocence, etc. Because if you do, it will inspire an imperfect person to continue to climb, to continue to improve. If you choose to crush a person ignominiously for a mistake they have made in the past, you will likely dissuade the good in them in the future. They will revert to the immediate satisfaction of selfish deeds as a coping mechanism, and there will seem little point to them in beginning to climb the moral mountain all over again. We all need to help each other up the ascent, not to abandon one who has taken a wrong turn back down. The climb is hard enough as it is. Climbing the moral mountain in a world of temptation is one of the hardest things a human being can ever do, especially when it is attempted without the guide of any particular faith. Good and evil undoubtedly exist, and therefore if you have any shred of decency, you should devote yourself to attempting to vote for good in any imperfect human way that you can. Therefore, I ask you to be a climber, whether you are above or below me on the mountain. I will help you climb if you will also help me up. Thank you.